Howdy, I'm CyberX with Outlandishly Crafted, and today I want to talk about Windows 10. You might have seen, how could you not? Microsoft spending billions of dollars to tell you that Windows 10 is ending, Windows 10's dying, and you see everywhere, all over, every one of them. Oh, all of them. It's dead. It's officially dead. Oh, but you could get this extra extended support, and you could go to Linux and 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 my family members have been calling me. You say, well, CyberX, who are you? Well, I'm just an IT guy, run an IT company since 2006. Before that, I did telecommunications and the first generation voice over IP and SIP. So I started in NT 3.5, NT 4, moved all the way up professionally. Before that, I started on a TI-99A4 in the 80s. My first programming language was TI Basic. I have 7 or 8 video games out, finished on the market. And I support a lot of Windows systems, Active Directory servers. I've got servers that have been up for 20 years, still running, just happy as can be. And what I want to tell you is it's the best day. It's the best thing for Windows 10 that could have happened for it. Everybody comes up to me and says, "Oh, Windows 10's not going to get updates anymore," and I say, "Praise Jesus. Thank you, Lord. What a good day," because Microsoft's been ruining Windows 10 for the last year or two. They've been shoving AI in it. They've been shoving crap after crap after crap. It's just become a crap salad more and more. They literally have been putting ads in Windows 10. So when Microsoft says we're going to stop messing with Windows 10, I say, yay! We've been trying to disable your updates for decades. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Most of us go into the updates and say, don't do any updates for 30 days. It used to be you could do like 3-6 months, but now it gets slower and lower and lower. Well, you know what now? You don't have to do that. The updates just aren't coming anymore. Yay! Windows 10's free from the abuse of Microsoft. And you can see it in stuff like, we all know, like Indiana Jones and all of these movies where Hollywood goes back and just abuses the actors and abuses the IPs. Well, that's what Microsoft's doing with Windows 10. They're going back and they're modifying and they're abusing the users that already had an experience that they enjoyed, that worked well, and they keep causing more problems. And so next people say, well, what about the security updates? Oh no, we won't have security updates. I know. But in 2025, do you really think the security updates in your Windows 10 system that Microsoft pushes out on some ridiculously slow pace and most of the time break more things and cause more security problems, you think those are keeping you safe? You think the difference between your safety is a Microsoft security update in Windows 10? I mean, that's some Kool-Aid to drink. That's some gulping. I can't accept that. I can't follow you down that path. That's a path too far for me. I don't think a security update that took Microsoft 2 or 3 years to work on and finally push out to you is really gonna be the thing that keeps you safe. The thing that keeps you safe is when the bad guy comes to the door with a mask and a gun and he says, "Knock, knock, knock, let me in." You don't walk over there and unlock the door and let him in. The problem is not Windows security updates and patches. The problem is you're a moron. The user's an idiot. The user walks over to the door and clicks the button unlock it and lets the bad dude in. No security update's gonna fix the user being a moron. So I don't think you got much to worry about in your Windows updates. Now you could say, but CyberAxe, I run a massive corporation. I would like to do the math on replacing all your workstations one employee at a time versus the cost of whatever risk you think you have of that security patch is gonna do. It's like spending $100,000 to fix a $5,000 insurance deductible. I think I would pay the insurance deductible than replace all my computers for Windows 11, sir. And even then, Windows 11 has such a performance hit. You have to train your staff on new settings, new bars. It has shitty compatibility. If you do anything, man, are you in telecommunications and have a PBX system you need to talk to? Well, you probably aren't going to be able to do that, you know? Serial comm communication sucks. Even look at the new Office 365. The new Outlook doesn't have PST support exporting. You can't even export a PST file to do a backup or an audit. So I just don't buy it. I think Windows 11 is a piece of crap. I also would like to talk about, I'm going to take this opportunity when I got your attention, and we're going to talk about the coming dark ages, the digital dark ages. So up until now, for 25 years of my life, when Grandma would bring me the laptop and say I forgot my password or it crashed or it's dead or something happened, I could just pop out that hard drive, I plug it in some device or another computer, and it all comes back. I get all the data. We don't lose anything. None of those family photos, family videos are lost. But now Microsoft demands you have a Windows Online account, a Microsoft Online account. And then they encrypt your computer, your hardware inside of Grandma's computer. They encrypt the data, and then they give her a password. And if she forgets that password, all the data's gone. Grandma's 90. Microsoft won't let Grandma have a local account. Grandma has to have an online account. So Grandma at 90 has an online account with all her family photos and video in it. And if something goes wrong, she's going to call me up and she's going to say, "I can't remember my password, Henry. And the problem is my name is not Henry." But Microsoft expects Grandma, who before, throughout all history of Microsoft, could have a local account with a backup administrator called Jeremy. Call Jeremy. Not Henry. So, when Grandma comes to Jeremy, who she thinks is Henry because she's 80, and he says, "What's your Microsoft account?" And she says, "I don't know." Our only option is to contact Microsoft, who doesn't give a rat's ass about grandma, or they wouldn't force grandma to encrypt her laptop. Now, if you're some bigwig corporate guy traveling through the airports with all your corporate secrets and you need to encrypt your laptop, well, dandy, you're like 8% of the world. The rest of us, with my desktop sitting in my living room, don't need to encrypt my hard drives. So when people say, oh no, Windows 10's going down, I say, woo, yeah. Microsoft, you just stop touching it. You just let it go. You just let it be. And hopefully, Microsoft says in their own words, AI is gonna destroy Microsoft. Woo-wee! So hopefully in a few years when Windows 10's no longer really usable anymore, which would only be because they force it, because they won't support new games and stuff on it. Hopefully Microsoft won't be around anymore. We'll have a new operating system and we just won't have to worry about this problem. So, really quick too, Copilot AI. Copilot AI in Windows 11 is recording everything you do. Now you might say, but Microsoft promises it's safe. Same Microsoft that gets hacked all the time? The same Microsoft that has to keep putting updates out because they can't do it right the first time? So you're telling me the people that you gotta keep upgrading because they got all these updates you need are the people you're trusting with everything you say or do on the computer. They're indexing it. They're putting it into a searchable database. You know why? I think so they can sell it. They're going to have some fine print somewhere that says we can take all this data and anonymize it and then sell it. They're evil. Remember when Google said just don't be evil? Microsoft never made that agreement with you. So if you have a question about Windows 10 and whether you should not be using it, maybe you should push that little upgrade button. You know when someone trying to sell you something comes to your door and keeps banging on the door saying, buy my shit, Windows 11, buy my shit, Windows 11, buy my shit, Windows 11. You think it's a good idea to let that guy in and buy your shit, Windows 11? I think I'd wait another few years and see if Microsoft reconsiders their situation. I don't think AI is going to destroy Microsoft. I think the people running Microsoft already destroyed Microsoft with Windows 11 and not listening to any of us. We don't want online accounts. We don't want to have a Microsoft account. We don't want to have your AI trash monitoring everything we do. Few people are more or less disconnected with reality than the people of Microsoft. So, if you got a grandma, I'd keep her on Windows 10.